From our last episode, we are continuing on with our crazy ex stories. We're gonna just jump through and skip the segments for this one just because nothing's changed in the past 15 minutes.
No.
In this episode, we're gonna be, like I said, continuing on with crazy ex stories. I don't have that many, but I'm excited to get into this. So Jess's were a little more crazy than mine, but...
You wanted crazy, I gave you crazy.
She delivered.
I delivered.
Actually, this is really funny. Okay.
And I haven't heard these either. Like
no, so this is a surprise. That's my favorite thing. Is like I've never heard your stories, so I never know what to expect. My ex's house was hit by a tornado. Should I reach out? I screwed up, and he ended things officially 2 weeks with no contact. I've been respecting his space, and he knows I'm sorry and miss him. So one of the comments below, I would recommend not contacting him as much as you might want to. Worst case scenario, it could seem like you're using... I'm sorry, I can't read this without laughing.
My boyfriend's house got absolutely demolished by a tornado. Do I reach out to him?
It could seem like you're using the tornado as an excuse to communicate when he's likely dealing with other things. No need to possibly leave that impression even if it's unintended. But for yourself, it could be another way of looking for any excuse to make contact. What would you do?
I was gonna say right off the bat when you started reading the response, I was like, no, but then like when it came to like, it can seem like it's an excuse to talk to him. I get that. But also I feel like if you just talk to him, I would probably message him and be like, hey, like, I hope you're doing okay. Like, I hope everything's okay. Like, you know, if there's anything I can do, let me know. Like, if you need like a care package or something. Like, I feel like I would just do that because that's like the kind of person I am and stuff. Like,
to reach out anyways.
Yeah, like if I was single and stuff, I'd do it. I wouldn't want to give like the wrong impression either. But like if you just put that out there and then you don't continue to talk after that, that's like one thing. But if you like use it as fuel to like continue
to keep talking and just be like, how have you been, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I would say kind of the same thing. I think I would reach out initially, just be like, hey, just checking in, like, how are you? Well, obviously you're doing horrible.
Yeah.
But like, hey, is there anything I can do? And then after that, just being done and like, again, like not using it as like, hey, do you want to go get a drink? Yeah, no.
Exactly. So I see both sides.
Found out after 2 years she was engaged. Yeah. That's all. That just is so...
No comment for that one. That is like, I've heard so many stories of that. I feel like I've even seen
How do you not see the engagement posts? How do you not know after 2 years? Like, there's no way there's not one person connected that you don't find out sooner. I just don't understand how you go 2 years with absolutely no idea or like suspicion that they're engaged. I don't get it.
I started watching Vanderpump Rules, and if you've watched it, you'll know what I mean. It's in the first season. It's when Sheena comes in, and right off the bat, Stassi hates her because she knows that she started to date this super famous actor who was married and had kids. She found out about this, and she hated her, and she's like, why do you hate me? And she's like, this is why. And she's like, well, I didn't know, like, he was married. It's like, it takes a simple Google search. Like, he's a famous actor. Like, I'm sure you knew that. Don't tell me you didn't know. Like, he's got his wife and children, like, posted somewhere. It's like, so I kind of seem it like that. You know what I mean? Like,
but it's like, how do you not know?
Yeah.
Like, how do you not know at all? Like,
everyone's just a Google search away, so, you know. And it's, like, it'd be different maybe if, like, some people, like, on a like lower level are just more like personal, they don't post anything, right? But then he's literally a famous actor, like don't even. So I think it depends on the situation, but like no.
She asked me to do a triathlon her brother was doing, and she was going to watch his son. I've never done one before, but she told me she really thought it would be good for me and would be proud of me if I did it, so I did. It was a whole weekend camping trip. It rained the entire time. We got there on Friday. I unpacked, set up, cooked, cleaned, and did everything the whole trip. Her brother apparently forgot to register, so it was just me doing the triathlon now, which was on Sunday. Woke up at 5 a.m., jumped into the coldest water I've ever been in to start, but finished it. It was just a mini triathlon, so swam half a mile, 13-mile bike ride, and a 5K run, but still a lot for me. Anyways, went back to camp. She made me pack everything up, then told me if I could put the tent in the original cardboard box it was in, not just the bag it was in. When I said she was welcome to do it herself, she told me her ex had no issue doing it. Mind you, I'm exhausted from, the goddamn triathlon. She just watched me pack up, and I did everything alone. I put it in the box, ripped it halfway down. Didn't care. drove the 3 hours home. She broke up with me on the car ride home because she just didn't see any potential in me anymore.
After the triathlon? Is that not potential enough?
I love that he just did it alone, and then she made him pack everything up.
Oh, no. I would be a noodle, like a cooked noodle after that. Like, there's no way I'm even, like, standing after something like that. So you think I'm packing up the tent? The way you did it, though, I wouldn't have done it. I'd been like, you can...
No, she got the ick from watching him swim across the ocean alone in the rain.
On the bike ride, too. Like, oh, my God. Ick. But good for him, though.
My ex proposed to me publicly at a bar in front of all of our friends. He liked the way it went so well that he proposed to me 2 more times at 2 different bars. We were bar hopping in our hometown in front of everyone we knew, so I said yes 3 times. We set a date and I planned the whole wedding. I'd buy the dress, I set up the hall, I ordered the catering, flowers, everything. The only job he had was to buy and rent the tuxedos for himself, the groomsmen, and find someone to marry us on the date we had chosen together. It was getting really close to our date, and he hadn't done any of the things that he had agreed to do, but I had done everything on my part. I finally confronted him about it about a month before this whole event that I had planned, at which time he told me he was not actually going to marry me. He didn't think that I was going to take his proposals so seriously and actually plan and order the wedding. So 3 times.
Did he keep asking her, thinking, are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure?
No, maybe he loved getting down on a knee, having everyone cheer when she says yes. So they did it 3 times. But then she went ahead and ordered everything, and he was like, oh, it was a joke. She goes, I'm happily married to somebody else now. The wedding never went through.
The fact there's people, like the amount of the stories I hear, oh my God, I have like PTSD.
Imagine having to be like, hey, you know the proposal you watched 3 times? Yeah, it was actually fake.
It was a joke. He was just having one of his days.
And a lot of the times when you book the venues and stuff, they'll charge you for it anyways because it's so high demand. And they had picked a date. What do you mean it's a joke? This is my last one. First date. I took her axe throwing, which was her idea. I pick her up and she looks like about a 7 out of 10 compared to looking like a 10 out of 10 on Facebook. I'm not shallow, so I shrug it off. I hate you for this, by the way. I hate you for these comments.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not shallow, so I shrug it off. I want to know what you look like. We get to the axe throwing place. She says she's way too nervous, refuses to participate. So I throw axes by myself for an hour as she proceeds to get blackout drunk and barely talks to me. Why are you even there? Why did you stay? And I'm sorry, I feel like you're the problem.
Home.
No, I'd be like, okay, why are you throwing axes alone? Like, you guys should go to a different spot. If she's too nervous, go somewhere else. Don't throw the axes alone. That's giving ski trip where you ski alone.
That sounds a little personal.
I throw the axes by myself for an hour. She proceeds to get blackout drunk and barely talks to me. She was almost shaking. She was so anxious. I felt bad and reassured her. It didn't help. Her tab ran up to about $120 of vodka in 2 hours. I paid the damn tab and took her home. Infuriating. That's it.
Okay, I see, but like, is he too stupid? Like, this all could have been avoided if he just would have been like, used his brain and been like,
let's go somewhere else.
Let's
Maybe she wants to go to a bar and get dinner and dance.
Because she definitely likes to drink. So maybe I should stop throwing the axes and like go for dinner or something.
Maybe we should go clubbing. Maybe I should stop throwing axes alone. How is she going to talk to you while you're literally throwing axe?
You know, he's just taking his anger out on the fact that she wasn't throwing the axes. Like, by throwing the axes, like, you know that's why. But, like, come on. Use your brain. Like, it's not that hard.
Where do you think would be one of the worst spots to go for a first date? Like, give me 3 activities you think is the best.
Date?
Yeah. 3 good first activities and then 3 bad ones.
3 good locations for a first date would be a restaurant, a bar, like cocktail bar, or I'd like probably go for like a walk, like in a park, like a park beach. Like we have a nice like big park. Like I do that because it's public and it's not like scary to meet up someone. 3 bad I think would be, okay, no offense to my boyfriend, but like one of the first like few dates he tried to take me on, he gave me 2 options: a trampoline park and rock climbing. I'm like, okay, do I want to jump around? Just being like bounced around, like no. So I opted for rock climbing because I was like, okay, at least he'll get a nice view, right? I'm like, I'm not jumping around like a child. I'm like, I don't want to come off like,
No.
I don't even know. I was like, no. Trampoline park was a no. So trampoline park, rock climbing, no, really, not really. Like, I hated that, so I'll be honest. Just when you just first meet someone, I wouldn't be doing like those kind of activities.
It's a little too much.
And a hike. Hike when you don't know somebody, first date, no.
You don't think.
You're asking to get killed.
Yeah, valid,
like,
valid.
And when you don't know them, it's your first date.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
That's like in the woods, like for a hike, like, no. Public park walk, yeah.
Yeah.
Hike, no.
I love like a coffee date somewhere, like get a coffee and go for a walk somewhere. An amusement park. Like a fair or something.
Yeah.
Like somewhere where you guys can like go play games.
Just like let loose and like
yeah, like you know those
kid,
like fun like carnival games, like the balloon pop thing, and then like you know, I think that would be cute. And then like a restaurant again. Bad. You know what? A bad date. A drive. Like a date that's like not a date. You know what I mean? Like, oh,
like,
I'll pick you up and we can just go for a drive. That's not a date. The movies. I hate that. Who are you talking to? You're not talking at all.
Sitting in silence in a dark place next to someone you don't know. It's like, you can't even talk, you can't even get to know them. It's like, you have to be quiet. People are gonna be like, shh.
And
like,
also,
no thanks.
for first date, sure, this could work sometimes, but like, a group activity as a first date, to me, that's not a date. It's a good way to kind of get to know somebody, but like, you're not getting to know just them.
I feel like maybe it's just because I met my boyfriend in like a group setting that like I feel like I would do that. I'm more of like
but you
an
wouldn't
anxious.
consider that a date.
No, like I don't know. I'm more of an anxious person, so I feel like if it was like if you start off by hanging out and almost like creating like a friendship first, like I love that. It's like, okay, like let's hang out, like you and me and my friends, because it's probably easier for the both of you to just like get comfortable being around each other and also being around people you both know at the same time. I don't know, I feel like that in the sense,
that makes sense.
like yeah, but like for first date, like no, but when you're starting to hang out, yes, I feel like.
What is one thing you would never do with your boyfriend? Like, and you know how like people have like their bucket list? Like, what's something you would never want to do? Like, as a couple.
I don't think we'll ever go on like a hike. Like, we're not like hikers.
You guys have never gone for a hike?
We've never gone for a hike. We've gone for like little walks and stuff, but I wouldn't consider them hikes. Like, we wouldn't go hiking in like a trail or something. We did go like for a small like hike with like his family and stuff once, but like I hated it. Like, I hate hikes. I really do. I try to like them and I don't like being stranded and like having to pee in the woods. It's just like, I don't know. I'm not a wilderness girly. Like,
camping?
No.
Like in a tent?
No, I can't do it. I don't know. I feel so gross when I wake up and I'm just like,
hot, you're sweaty, you're like,
I need like a normal bed. I need like to be able to go to a bathroom and like wash my hands, soap and water, hot water, and like I just can't get that. I want to be able to go to the fridge and like make a sandwich, like make some craft dinner. Like I can't do that in the wilderness.
What about like zip lining?
Oh my god, I'm too scared of heights. I don't think I could zip line, but I would love to.
Yeah.
I would love to zip line. I'd need to have him like clipped to my side because I wouldn't do it by myself. I'm like, well, what's the point? We're not going zip lining together because I have to go down by myself. So I probably wouldn't, I don't know. I would go zip lining, but yeah.
I hate that.
No, I hate heights. Have you ever seen those videos where they're like, you're sitting on a chair on this super high thing over this like
Then
river,
they drop you?
Then they drop you off of there?
Yeah.
They screw around with you and then they like let you go and then you just like, oh my god, no. I wouldn't trust that bungee cord.
No. That bungee jumping. No.
Yeah,
immediately no.
And then you can see them just like swinging like literally 1,000 miles away down the stream and then like almost hitting the rocks. I'm sure it's just an illusion, but I'm like,
if I'm gonna die, I'm not going out sitting in a chair tied to a rope on a cliff.
I think I would black out because it's like you don't know if you're gonna die or not. You don't know if that's gonna. So if you just like seeing the rocks getting closer and closer, no,
immediately no. Well, that is it for this episode. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I post new videos every Wednesdays and Saturday. And for Crazy X Stories, that's what it's about.